one of the things which I've realized in my career, being a civil engineer, is that one can't stay away from knowing a bit of geology if you really want to be successful in anything to do with the rock engineering. The reason for that is that as civil engineers, you would be involved in constructing tunnels, designing and constructing tunnels, dealing with rock slopes, rock fall engineering, rock foundations for dams, for example. You can't stay away from geology. And from my seniors and some of the respected people from the industry, such as Everett Hawke and all, they're not geologists. Everett Hawke is not even a civil engineer, actually. He's a mechanical engineer, but he's considered the god of rock tunneling. These people had a lot of knowledge about geology. And initially, because you see, when I started my career, one of the first things I came across is about the project that one of the first things is a geological report of the area and the project specific area. And I didn't understand anything. It's like a medical prescription. When doctors write a prescription, you don't understand the names, so you can't even pronounce the names of many medicines. Only the pharmacist, the medical store, the people who sell medicines, they understand. I don't know how. So similar to that, I found that geology and geological terms that geologists use is difficult to understand. Another thing that I realized when I was a young engineer, trained in civil engineering, and is that the way the geological description was written, it was kind of not precise like engineering. It's like more general. Now, during my career, in later years, I realized that's how the nature is. Nature doesn't bind you in precise compartments, precise numbers. Nature is very, very generous, very gentle. And it like gives you a lot of opportunity to kind of widen your canvas on which you can draw the painting. It is we, the engineers, who bind everything in millimeters and very precisely, because we have to do that. Okay. So in fact, civil engineers who particularly deal with the ground, cut and cover structures or deep structures like tunnels or slopes and foundations, they are a wonderful job. You know, I'm not sure whether you ever thought about it. You have nature, which you are dealing with and putting a structure there. The structure has to be designed down to the last, decimal point of millimeter. And in the nature is very general. So making a sync between the two is a challenge, and civil engineers overcome that challenge. So it's really marvelous the way things are done. But it will really help you a great deal if you have some knowledge of geology. And of course, for everything else, you have the geologist, and you must start respecting the geologists because they are an inherent part of these projects. So the thing is, to make full use of the knowledge that your geologist colleague has, you must know something about geology. And I was thinking that how to communicate, how to talk about geology in this course. There could be various ways of doing it. So I chose the easiest way out. That is, talk about geology in the form of how the rocks were formed. And during that, keep conveying the knowledge related to rock mechanics. Okay, so I'll make another attempt to convey some more knowledge while also talking a bit about geology. It's so important to know some geology. I'll also tell you why it is important during this presentation. I'll keep linking the geological information with practical side of projects as much as possible in these presentations and later in the course. So later in the course, I'll refer that, okay, that day when we were talking about geology, I told you this. Okay, so please listen carefully, for which I have to again share the screen and take you to this presentation.